welcome to episode 28 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z, sort of.
Alright guys, so on the last episode, we spun and got Category Z.
So what we got?
We got Zegapain.
We got category. Is this category thing going to go on for the whole next volume?
It's a running gag.
Is it a running gag? It's a very terrible running gag.
It was a Japanese anime television series created by Sunrise, obviously, because of the
because they
giant mechs.
They create stupid Gundams.
It premiered in Japan on April 6th of 2006 on Tokyo TV. The later aired on BS Japan. I don't know what that means or why I'm saying it. On 2007. Interesting enough, so it aired in 2006. But the last of the manga didn't release until 2008, and obviously the 26 episodes finished before 2008. So that's odd. I guess the manga wasn't finished yet. What I did just see is that there is a theatrical film that came out in 2016.
Oh.
That obviously we didn't see. It wasn't there. Wasn't on the website. I didn't see any information about it. So we didn't see that. And I'm kind of happy I didn't see it.
I probably wouldn't have watched it anyway.
Yeah, it's so
bad.
being honest, yeah. Well, I'm assuming, just from what I'm reading, I haven't seen anything else. I think it's I think it might have been live action.
Oh,
but who knows?
That kind of doesn't help.
No, not even the slightest.
No, that would not incentivize me to watch it anyway. Mm-hmm. This one was painful.
Yeah, I mean, not about as painful as all the other ones that were painful, to be honest, but it's just bad. The dialogue was terrible, and here's a line from the dialogue for everyone. Kyo, I can always hear you when you talk to me. And Kyo replies, that's why I talk to you.
Oh.
What the fuck?
You watched this way more intensely than I did, because I couldn't do it.
It was bad.
I kind of was... This is the first anime that I think I fell asleep to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think this is the first one that put me to sleep.
When I would get sleepy during plenty of them, and I would just pause it and go to sleep.
Yeah, no, I literally think I dozed off in the middle of one of the episodes. I was just...
Yeah, it was very boring, the pacing was weird. And let's say everything in the anime was perfect. This is hypothetical because it wasn't. But let's say everything in the anime was perfect except for this one flaw. And this is a flaw this anime has. Something will happen in an episode, and then immediately it gets retconned in the next episode.
No.
In every fucking episode, it's like that. Oh my god, something terrible happened. What's-her-face died. Next episode, wait, we can bring her back. It happens in every episode. It's the king of retcons.
Wow.
It's so... Like, if that was the case, let's say, again, that it was perfect except for that, it would still be fucking terrible. Well, just because of that.
That's what happens when you have the Matrix going on.
Yeah, didn't realize it quite in the first episode. You did call it, but it didn't really show itself yet. Second episode, Matrix.
Yeah, this is honestly, I was thinking about this a long time, what this was, and I realized what it was. This is a cross between the Matrix and Blue Gender.
Yeah, that's
minus the giant monsters.
Mm-hmm.
They just have giant robots instead.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was like. It's just like it was ripping off both of them so bad, it was just painful to watch.
It was pretty bad. Did you see the ending credit scene? The last 15 seconds of the last episode.
Where she got pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, usually I would cut off, but I guess I think it was on my phone once the music started, and then it happened, and I was like, look, she's pregnant.
When I get to the last episode, I always watch till the very, very, very end. Because you never know.
It's probably a good thing.
You never know. Like, if you didn't watch Eden of the East to the very end, you would have missed out on really good part of the ending. Mm-hmm. So... It's like...
And then look at Marvel movies.
Well, yeah, but I've always done that from the very beginning. Last episode of anything, you always watch to the end because you never know when you're going to get the post. I'm trained from video games to watch post-credit scenes. So it's like, you gotta stay to the end. You never know when they're going to show that last little cutscene. So...
I mean, tropes abound. There's just about every anime trope.
But before we get into it, premise.
What happened in the first episode? I watched it with you. I don't quite remember how it started. Swimming team captain. I don't...
Yeah, the first episode, it starts off there in space.
I don't remember that
and the main character gets killed while he's with...
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened.
But then we see him, like, immediately after he dies in a high school, and we're like, oh.
So it goes from immediately, like, Gundams in space to slice of life anime high school show.
Yeah, and that's like the rest of the episode.
Yeah. And it keeps the juxtaposition of both things is pretty hard to stand up until the last 3 or 4 episodes, where honestly the story kind of picked up a little bit.
Yeah, but that's not enough.
No, it wasn't
not enough to fix it.
It wasn't enough to fix it, but it fixed the pacing at least, as far as jumping back and forth and explaining everything and so forth and so forth. So anyway, premise.
Yeah, so he's just like a high school boy after he dies and comes back, and there's a girl on the diving board, and he goes to ask her to join the swimming team because apparently he's the only member of the swimming team, and he can't hear her talking. No, so she dives in the water, and then
not the swimming team, swimming club,
whatever. You're right, but that's how it works over there. They have clubs.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's the only one in the swimming club because he blew it with the swimming team. So there's a distinction there.
Yeah, and then he ends up seeing her the next day, and he can hear her now. But she disappears in the water when she dives into it. She's gone. That's weird.
Yeah.
And the next day he sees her, and he can actually hear you. And she's like, "Oh, you can hear me now." It's so weird. They never explain that. So I guess they kind of do actually later on in a different episode. Once you find out it's kind of like the Matrix, and they can wake up and fully realize what's going on.
So it's not the Matrix in the way that the Matrix is the Matrix. It's
not completely, no.
Everything in the slice of life part of the anime is digitalized.
Yeah, you're in a computer.
And then, so he wakes up, or he takes the blue pill. Is it the blue
Pretty
pill?
Much. I don't know, whatever. I think it's the red pill.
It's the red, whatever pill it is that wakes you up. He takes that, and he's transported into the real world, where the real world has actually been destroyed by robots, and he's fighting in a Gundam. Essentially, he's fighting in a Gundam.
Light-based armor.
Yeah, a light-based armor Gundam, fighting giant robots, and they come to find out he's just a holographic projection inside this robot.
But they're in the real world, right?
Yeah, in the real world.
When they fight, they're in the real world.
When they fight,
they're a projection inside the Gundam.
Inside the Gundam, exactly.
They can't really leave it.
Yeah,
but they do sometimes. I've seen quite a few times actually leave the Gundam.
They leave it. They can only get a certain distance away before the hologram thing to say. And at first he thinks it's a video game.
Yeah, and they even train him. They give him a virtuality headset.
Yeah, so this video
while
game,
he's in the computer to train for when he's out of the computer. It's really weird. I mean, it's an interesting enough premise, even if it is a ripoff from Matrix. It's just everything about it's terrible.
And you know what? We use the word pretension a lot.
We have. The last 6 episodes.
We use the word pretension a lot. But I think this one takes the cake with pretension.
Yeah?
As far as...
I didn't feel like I was being preached to the entire time.
No, there's a difference between being preached to and just thinking you're more than what you are, you know what I mean? This one thought it was very clever.
Yes. Yes. The anime really thought it was doing a good job.
It really thought it had this one won, you know? But no, not really. So, I mean...
Yeah, there was no...
So, the, truth be told, the real world stuff is really not a big part of it until, the last 4 episodes where they have
to... I mean, they fight and stuff, but...
Every episode they get in their little Gundams.
And they fight a little bit, but... There's no... Half the time there isn't even a reason why they're fighting. They're just being attacked, or they're in an area with enemies, so we have to go fight.
And it's
not like they're on a mission.
It's convoluted a little bit, because, there's anti-death fields being spread over the... Well, for some reason they're trying to destroy their Earth when all the humans are already dead. Which, okay. And then they have a base on the moon.
Yes.
Okay. And so that part
they never really explained how they get their bodies back. Because at the end, because they're all digital programs, there's no humans. 2 of them get their bodies back. And they say they have the program, they have the computer. No. But how did they build the body? I don't remember that.
Which 2?
So the main guy, Kyo, and then the girl at the end.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Sin and...
Oh, yeah. The bad guys.
The bad guys have actual human bodies, and every time they die, they kind of just
I guess however they grow their bodies back, I guess they do that. Yeah, but they never showed it, they never explained it in any way.
No, but they keep, every time they die, they come back, and I guess they come out of these vats of goop and they have...
Matrix-esque.
Yes, and they have a new body. Well, so how I took it, though, is that... Because at the end of the series, in order for them to... They find out that they can restore their bodies and become real people again.
But then they have to die eventually because you're alive.
Right. But the point was, the only way they can actually get this information is for someone to get a body. and the main character, Kyo, gets a body. And he gets the information to them. So he's stuck on the Earth by himself, literally.
Yeah, you see that at the end. By himself, there's no one else there.
For like 10 years.
And there's a girl, his sort of girlfriend's talking to him, but she's a projection.
Yes. So
they didn't say that, but you can clearly see it because she's fading in and out, and you can see stuff behind her. That was probably the cleverest part of the entire fucking show.
Right. So at the end of that, and then at the end credit scene, they show the girlfriend pregnant with his kid,
She's holding her belly, and she's drinking a glass of water.
But I assumed at that point, they had finally figured out the technology, and anybody who wanted to be human again became human.
Yeah, they sort of said that. Like, we can do it now.
So, yeah, I don't think it was just those two at the end.
Yeah, there was probably more.
That's all I was trying to get at. So, the heart of the story is a love triangle.
Yeah.
So,
a terrible love triangle.
It's a terrible one. So,
it wasn't even a good one. Like, I can get behind a love triangle. Just make it decent.
Yeah, no. But it's the tropiest love triangle ever, except for there's a few twists and turns with it. But, Kyo...
I don't know the other names.
Yeah, I only know that.
There's the short-haired brunette, and then there's the long-haired brunette. The long-haired brunette is...
Wasn't she black-haired?
Whatever. Piece of shit. She was already awakened. She was Kyo's partner before he died.
The only reason why I know Kyo is because you mentioned his name.
Yeah, the only reason why I know is because the text was popping up the entire time. The copy I was watching had subtitles, even though it was dubbed. So I kept seeing it. So that's the one thing I remember.
You watched it on our thing?
Yeah.
I didn't get subtitles.
I caught them all the entire time.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't have subtitles at all.
Huh. Oh, well. Anyway.
Yeah. So they're in a relationship, the black-haired, long-haired one. And then he dies and gets reborn through the Matrix. And
she's in love with him, but she's conscious of that it's not him anymore.
Yeah, because he doesn't regain his memories.
Ever.
Yeah, so... well, yes, he does. When he gets his body back, he has two sets of memories all of a sudden for some reason.
Come on, man, male gigolo it up.
Yeah, well, everybody seems to be in love with him too. So
yeah, well, he's a main character.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the main character anime trope right there. Because you can't have an anime where everybody loves the main character.
So she's in love with him. He likes the short-haired brunette that's a girl at school.
Yeah.
Who eventually starts the fight, probably about halfway through. And she's awesome at it. And she dies in the same episode that she awakes, gets trained, and then dies. And then in the next episode, she comes back.
Well, she doesn't come back, really.
She comes back inside the mech, and then in a couple of extra episodes, she can be outside of the mech, because they're all projections and stuff. But then if she's outside of the mech, she doesn't have emotions. She was able... Her body was restored because she was nice to one of the bad guys.
Yeah, and that's how she got her body restored. But the bad guy couldn't restore her emotions because her emotion core was missing or something. That her information of being emotional outside of the mech is gone. So she's kind of there, kind of not there. People did die, though.
Yeah, people died, for sure.
So it wasn't like they retconned everything.
What I mean by retcon is something would happen, and then immediately that wouldn't happen anymore. Like, oh, it's fixed. We fixed this. Whether or not someone died, or if their base got attacked or something, or their mech got destroyed. Next episode, it's fixed.
I don't know. That couple was pretty sad.
Oh, the one couple?
Yeah.
The mercenaries? Were they mercenaries, or were they from another detachment? And then they joined?
They were from another detachment, and they then joined. But, yeah, they were married, and then... The wife got
so there's two people in each mech. I don't know if we explained that.
Yeah, no. There's you and
the operator, then the wizard, who controls the light.
The easier explanation: the guy in front is the gunner. Person in back's the driver.
I guess
that's exactly what it is.
He still controls actually moving and stuff.
No, if you notice, they literally call it his thing's literally gunner. He only uses the weapons in the hands. The one in the back always does maneuver and
okay. That's fine.
Things. So
yeah, so with that couple, the backseat driver, they're married. She dies.
Yeah, she dies. It's actually pretty sad. It's actually a pretty good moment in the show.
It's kind of bullshit because he was trying to commit suicide with her because she was dying slowly in the back.
Yeah,
and he was like, "All right, let's blow up and die together," and she's like, "No, live on." What the fuck? Let me have my death. I want to die with you. I don't want to live without you. And then immediately he's okay with it. You're resigned to murdering yourself. And then immediately after she says, no, live, you're fine? That's not how that works.
No. But, it was an otherwise okay moment.
It was alright.
Really bad anime, so I took what I got.
Yeah, it was alright.
I just kind of accepted it because it was actually a part in the show that had consequences, and I was like, oh, okay.
I would have enjoyed it more if he had died. Would have felt more consequences.
I liked the way they went about it. I just wish they told it better.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, I mean, because I like the fact that he stuck around and came to grips with everything and was actually one of the better fighters and stuff like this. So it really fleshed out the very small roster of people they had in this that really, they just kind of went around people. It was 3 people and then everyone else was around. So, I don't know. Like, and it's weird because there's 2 different storylines going on because in the real world you have the people who are awake and trying to save the world, and there's this set of people over here, and then you got Kyo in the other world with his friends. His friends
in the digital world.
Yeah,
and he's sort of trying to live his life with them.
Digimon.
Yeah, right. He's sort of trying to live his life with them, and like, let's go swimming, or whatever the fuck they're doing. Let's go eat. And it's like, why, dude? What are you even doing?
So at first I was okay with that because it was like, I mean, yeah, they're digital things, but they're living lives and stuff. Mm-hmm. They gotta make it fast. But then you find out every 6 months the whole system restarts and he's got to do it all over again from the scratch.
Yeah.
So nothing you do matters. So what's the point?
Even at the end of the anime, it still loops.
Yeah.
They prolonged it to a year.
Yeah. So every year now, everything.
Now I think the people that are awakened, remember, it's the people that are
right.
The people that are just programs that haven't awakened yet, they get their memories erased.
But the people who are awakened still live in that world and have to pretend to live
I don't understand why they live in the world, to be honest. Like, why would you? You have your digital self on your ship in the real world. Why ever go back to the digital world? Just to wake people up, I guess. But they live there every day. Just pop in like in the Matrix and wake them up whenever they're ready.
I suppose, but at the same time, if you're constantly just in a state of war...
My chair broke. I'm good.
If you constantly are in a state of war, you kind of want to feel a sense of normalcy every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what liquor's for.
So, I mean, you see them go and like eat and stuff like that, and apparently they can feel and taste things in this form. So it's like they can feel everything like the real world. So why wouldn't you go live in the real world?
Why go live in the real world at that point?
Yeah,
why bother with it?
No, there's no point really in it except for
just perfect the and especially because if you're awakened, you don't lose your memory.
Yeah, no.
So what's the point? Just be awakened and stay in the digital world. You still eat, right? You still can enjoy food.
Yeah. I mean, there was actually one character that... Why would we want bodies? We're like immortal.
Yeah, he's probably the only one that actually portrayed that, in my opinion.
I mean...
rightfully, like...
Well, not even, because they portrayed him as a bad guy throughout the whole thing. And they turned him into an asshole, truthfully. So he kind of ended up not liking him at all.
I didn't mind. How about the gay kiss at the end? You didn't see that? One of their gunner friends, like, kissed Kyo. And he was like, did I just get kissed by a guy?
Yeah.
On the cheek.
Yeah.
He was clearly at the hots for him, though.
Yeah. But they said that one, which confused me, because they said that one of the girls says, yeah, that he likes him. Just not in that way.
And then kisses him.
No, this was like before the kiss and everything.
Yeah.
So it was very confusing that they went out of their way to state that it's not a gay relationship.
Just a good friendship, I guess.
And then he goes and kisses him.
Gives him a hug and kisses him on the cheek.
And it's like, oh, okay, you just kind of contradict yourself from earlier. What's your statement
here?
Like
a hug? Alright, I'll give you that. Kiss him on the cheek? Come on now. If you're gay, you're gay. No problem with it. Just don't say it's not that.
Maybe he's French.
Maybe he's French, yeah. Well, then don't you kiss both cheeks, not just the one?
Well, yeah,
Isn't that an Italian thing too?
But there are some European countries that do one cheek.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
it didn't feel like that, to be honest.
No, I know. It felt like Well, I'm just saying. I was joking about the French thing. But it definitely felt like
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It doesn't really matter in the long run. It was just odd that they contradicted themselves.
Yeah,
King of Retcons.
So,
I thought Dragon Ball had the title. Nope.
That was not a retcon.
That's a retcon. We're straight. Wait. No, I'm not straight anymore. That's a retcon. They changed it.
I think it's more of a plot hole.
Shh.
Which I think is worse than a retcon.
It's not a big plot hole, at least.
But no, but, at least a retcon you're trying.
Yeah, usually where cuts are trying to fix something.
Yeah, so it almost felt like they forgot what his character was.
Yeah.
So that's what was. But then again, throughout the whole episode, he was kind of falling in love with him from
they kept
from the very
talking
start.
About how he like changed his worldview and
because
him.
You think at the beginning because he doesn't like him in the beginning, but once he gets like awakened and gets his becomes one, he instantly turns and it's like, oh, okay, it was weird.
Hey guys,
and it almost made it feel like that one of the. There's two sisters in this too that are awakened, and one of the sisters was involved with him at one point. Yes. It seemed like it was involved with him, so that was kind of strange too.
Well, don't misgender him, okay? Maybe he's a pansexual. Maybe he's bi-curious. Even be.
Okay, but if he's in a relationship and he's kind of have the hot with someone else, it's kind of not fair to the person you're in a relationship.
Maybe he's poly.
I'm not sure you know what half these things mean.
I don't. I really don't.
So it's time to move on.
We just spent 4 minutes on it. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not a whole lot of substance to it.
No, that's why we're kind of harping on
it. It's not even it'd get a little bit of a pass if it had really good action scenes, and they really weren't.
Oh, no. And it already lost points for me for having Gundams in it. So you can imagine how unbearable it got for me in certain places.
Half the show's Gundam fights, and it just wasn't. It wasn't well choreographed. None of it was nice.
No, not even that.
Crisp. None of it.
And they had no points a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I like to say the best part was the last 3 or 4 episodes where they had to go.
They actually had a villain, a good villain.
Yeah, they had a villain, and they had to go attack their headquarters, and then they're on the moon, and then
the moon thing was weird.
Then they're in different multiple servers and everything.
And hidden servers, the server isn't really there; it's on the moon.
Yeah. And then they go
retcon,
and then the people in the real world end up in the digital world somehow. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
And they start destroying people in that world and killing people in that world, and it's that's a big deal, apparently.
I guess, yeah, if you kill your digital body to grow on.
So, I mean, even though they
brought plenty of people back after the digital bodies.
So,
not all of them, but plenty of them.
So
Kyo was 10 or 11 times he got brought back after dying.
But the only reason why they can't bring him back is because every time you get brought back, you lose a little piece of information data within you. So when eventually you lose enough data, you get corrupted, you can't be brought back. But those people don't. I
guess 11 times isn't too much.
Right, But even so, the ones that aren't awakened haven't been were never reborn at all. So they wouldn't have lost anything.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost a single thing.
So
maybe every time the server resets.
Possibly.
Maybe that would count. But maybe a smaller amount. Every time they reset the server, you lose half a percentage.
But when you restart your computer, you don't lose information.
I get it. We're good. I'm trying to give a reason as to why that might have been the case.
It doesn't fit for me. But then again, I'm trying to force logic into a show that's illogical.
Yeah, there's nothing there. None of the character arcs were any good. I guess just the couple that, the girl died. We already talked about it.
Yeah, that one was good.
That was
I guess we should mention the other girl, love interest, the third point of the triangle. She isn't actually... No, the long-hair girl. The first driver. She's actually not a person. She was an artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So she couldn't actually have a body.
So stupid, why? If anyone else can have a fucking body, why not you? What's the difference?
Because
the AI in.
Because I guess you didn't have the actual physical information from her body. But then they figure out in the end they can make her human. But she doesn't remember anything at the end anyway.
She loses her memory.
So it's and they were like, maybe we shouldn't give her a body because then we'll have a love triangle on her hand. I was like,
but how would you have a love triangle on your hand if she can't remember anything?
Because if you get a body, you get all your memories back. Whatever. But at the same time...
Good for Kyo, that's what I say.
But my point was, there was a love triangle throughout the whole goddamn show. What difference does it make now?
Yeah. So you're gonna keep her from being a person, a real person, just because you don't want a love triangle. It's pretty fucked up.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Kyo's a pretty messed up dude.
Oh, he's terrible.
Because he they were in a serious relationship, and then, he loses his memory, But he chooses that short hair girl
once he gets his memories back.
And chooses her and kind of just abandons her too.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you fall in love with someone, lose your memory, fall in love with someone else, get your memories back. No matter what option you pick, you're dropping someone for someone else.
True. But at the same time, he not only did he choose her, but he left the other one in a...
Yeah. I'm telling you, he should have been poly. Just go for it, man. Woman, 2 wives. Sister wives, that's what it's called.
Sister wives?
Yeah, why not?
Might as well just...
They need more people, right? There's only so many people on Earth right now. Just populate it.
But you actually don't know how many servers there were.
Yeah.
So they could be...
And you don't know how many people are on the server.
Yeah, it could be millions of people now on populating a desolate Earth, so...
Yeah, it's true.
And the ratio from male to female seemed to be even, so...
Should have been the other way around. Way more women.
Why?
Why not go that route?
If they didn't just make these people up, like...
I know. Just saying, if you're going to go for anime tropes, if you're going to go for all that stuff, just make it like one dude and like 20 women. At least it'll be enjoyable to watch. Visually.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we drove this out long enough.
Yeah.
There's really nothing great about it, and there's a lot terrible, and then there's some mediocre aspects.
Yes. What are you giving it?
Like a 3. 3 or 4.
I'm landing on a 3 because it's not 801 TTS Airbus.
Yeah, it's obviously not that.
It's not Koikaze bad.
Disgusting.
Yeah, so in 801 I got a 1 from me. Koikaze got a 2 from me, so this has to land at a 3.
3 sounds about right. Alright, so...
So, I don't believe I'm going to say this. If you want a mech one, go watch a Gundam.
Not any Gundam. 00 or Iron Blooded.
I don't think
those are the only 2 that are really, really good.
I got you, but I don't think there's a single Gundam show that's worse than this.
You haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen quite a few. Trust me.
There's worse than this.
I don't know if they're worse, but there's some really bad ones.
Because this one was kind of hard to beat as far as badness goes.
That's true.
I mean, you give me one good character and it beats this.
All right. I'll give you that. All right, so that is it for the first season. But post-season, we're doing a pick for each of us. We both get to pick one thing out of any anime that we want the other to watch, or we both want to watch. Like, let's say if I haven't seen something, I can pick it. Doesn't matter.
Right. And we were just going to initially pick it, but Shawn wants to continue his wheel.
Yeah, I mean, the whole wheel decide. That's our gimmick.
So he put like 6 animes that he wants to watch into a wheel, and he's going to spin
and we're going to spin it.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually seen every single one of these, but they're all good. We've got Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, High School of the Dead, Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter.
Whatever.
Erased is really good. I saw that recently. And My Hero Academia. So we're going to spin and see which one we get to watch for, our pick.
Go for it. And Shawn's going to turn off the volume so he
I don't like the clapping. It really bothers me.
Stop!
So I'm really happy we got this. The next... we got My Hero Academia, but it got really close to Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. That's pretty funny. He would have been so pissed at Gundam anime back-to-back. But to be fair, Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans gets a 10 out of me.
Okay,
that's how good it is.
You
would probably give it a 7 just because you got to minus the...
I was about to say, it already loses the points for having Gundams in it.
But it is fantastic. Now, My Hero Academia, I love it. I've seen all of it. I read the manga every week, so I hope you like it.
Well, I don't see why I wouldn't.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, next episode.
This is regarded as one of the good ones, so...
Especially as far as shonen goes.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it, so...
All right, guys, next episode, My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.